thoughts are okay as long as you are not grabbing a hold of them and chasing and clinging and engaging yourself and struggling with them. You know, if your thoughts are things going on in the background, it can even be thunderclouds and lightning and, you know, all kinds of dramatic stuff going on in terms of thoughts. But the critical thing is, where is your attention while that's going on? If you're engaging that storm and, you know, struggling with it and getting right into it, of course, then you are in your thoughts and you are in your emotions, and you are not getting to the core of that. So that when you feel that open space, this is a good starting point. Then in that open space, you know, then your thoughts, I would imagine, will try to engage you. Isn't that the case?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if instead of engaging it directly and in your mind, thinking, oh, why is this emotion there? I'm really upset now. And then the more you think about it and the more you feel into it, the more upset you get. But if instead of doing that, you bring your attention to it and into it, you know, with your breathing and into the chakras, the very basic kind of stuff. And then you can feel gradually the source of that reaction, those reactions that you are having. And that source is that open space that you mentioned. This is the source, but in that open space, there is a very fine, powerful energy vibrating. And that is the source of that, of all the thoughts and all the emotions. You know, this is the paradox, is that the whole world, the whole unfolding of us and everything in it is, if not an illusion, at least a secondary reality. The primary reality is the source of it all. You know, it's the ocean. It's the deep place, which the text will describe as outside of time and space. It's that source which gives us refuge from the obstacles and difficulties of being caught with the mind. It's a matter of training over time, getting used to that pre-mental and pre-emotional state, and really take refuge there and feel comfortable there. So that the text also described something like a turtle. You know, when a turtle meets obstacles, what does it do? It pulls in its head and all its limbs. It doesn't struggle. It just protects itself and goes inside in a way. It's kind of a nice symbol of what we can do when we meet obstacles that are grabbing for our attention in our life in a way that makes, you know, feel more and more like a struggle. We pull our attention back. And that doesn't mean, you know, that we cut our head off. It doesn't mean that we cut our limbs off. We can still walk, we can still move in the world, we can still use our head, we can still have the ego abilities that we have in normal everyday life, but we also have the ability to pull back completely from engagement with all of that. And it's that ability to pull back that gives us the state of deeper awareness. You know, the words that we use for these things are a little bit difficult, all we can do is kind of point to it, and you have to discover for yourself, what does it mean? What does it mean to have a real awakening of a deeper state?
Mm-hmm.
And when you have the awakening, then oh yeah, now I know what that is. I had a glimpse of it. And it should make you commit even more than to that process of deepening, 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 deepening that transformation process that naturally follows. The more you pull your limbs and head in, don't be involved in your head, but really feel. And then when you, from that state, start to move again and you stick your head out, okay, then you still have the awareness of this deeper state with you into your everyday life. So you gain that, and you get more and more used to that, and eventually you really, something from deep within you, that happened to me many years ago. It just was such an overwhelming experience. Although it was simple and didn't really throw me off balance, but I really realized I just am. And I'm nothing. I don't have an identity. Of course, I know I look in the mirror, I see the same dumb face all the time, but I'm not that. So, okay, so I'm getting old. So what? I can still be like a 3-year-old inside. I can have that simple joy of just being.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that I don't have enough smarts to move in the world and behave like a regular person. You can be two places at the same time, but the power of really having this deeper recognition is that you go back to what you were before you were born, or the first couple of years of your life when you were just aware. You didn't worry about anything. Did you worry about if you were a nuisance or what your future was going to be, do you think, when you were 3 months old? I doubt it. You didn't think about anything. You were just, and it doesn't mean that, as adults, we want to get rid of our ability to think, use our brain. Of course not. This is an important thing too. But it's not a good thing if it traps us into controlling us. When we really want to go inside and feel the refuge of that deeper state, that deeper energy, then we cannot have our rational mind getting in our way. And it will get in the way. That's why, Rudy said the mind is the slayer of the soul. But, the mind is also the tool of grace. That's another aspect of the mind, the ability to turn the attention wherever we want the attention to be. That's the main thing that we can control in our life. Where is your attention? So keep your attention on that opening space and explore the energy that is there, vibrating there. The confusion part is the mind trying to get you to engage in that kind of analysis and confusion, So it's what the mind gives you. If you tell the mind, hey, I don't really want to be engaged with you at the moment. I want to use your ability to, pay attention to my breathing and to the chakras and to opening. Then your mind, because of habit, will very often say, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do what I want to do. And that is to engage in these thoughts and be confused and worry. But of course, what the energy does do when you gather this forceful attention on your breathing and the chakras and all the basics of the practice. When you do all that long enough over time, then the energy will start to flow more effectively down through the chakras and will heat up at the base and start to rise in your chakra system up the back. And that you will feel on some level. Maybe it won't be so dramatic, but you'll feel something that your life gets more quiet and peaceful, and you know that you are not so easily pulled into things. And so, and you might feel champagne bubbles in your spine, or you might even feel some strong energy shooting up your spine. It might knock you off the chair. But whatever the manifestation of it is, you know, it will happen. That energy, the finest energy in you, is programmed by nature, when you put enough attention on it, to rise in your spine and purify your system.